I was just as good as any other player that was out there. But I just wasn't getting the recognition I was getting because my team wasn't as good as other teams coming up. We might have had like 2 or 3 players that could play instead of a whole team going to championship games or anything. So that's where it kind of comes from.
So I get into that to ask it from the outside. It might seem that if you're a first-round draft choice, you might have the luxury of saying, I don't really need to pay attention to any of that. If you are used to being overlooked and have had to prove yourself, not that you haven't had to prove yourself, but that you felt that you've had the odds against you from even before college, then there might be some people in that circumstance who might look to comments on social media as fuel. Let me read something bad because it's going to put
Let me prove
coal.
them wrong.
Yeah, it's going to put more coal in my fire. How did you not have that? How did you develop the ability to compartmentalize that?
Well, to be honest, I do got a chip on my shoulder, but I feel like I don't go by that anymore because that's still playing into the same hands of trying to satisfy somebody and make somebody feel good. I know who I am. I know what kind of player I am, so I'm gonna just do what I do, and I know what I'm capable of, and I'm not gonna let anybody change that or steer my mind a different way.
Good for you. 4 years in, 5 years in.
Yeah, Byron, you've been here for a hot minute now.
Don't start. Is it easier to say I can make a differentiation between the player I am and the person I am, and that's work? And I mean, when you're starting off, you're trying to establish yourself in your career. It could be easy to get those two things a little confused, and people have for centuries tried to find their identity in their work, validation in their work. Now that you're both a little more veteran, are you able to separate that out a little bit?
Yeah, my private life's my private life. I go to the grocery store, go grocery shopping, no issues. I go to restaurants, eat by myself, no issues. So,
Eat by yourself?
yeah, I'm pretty lonely, but I'm okay with that.
He's a nice guy. You have lots of friends.
Yeah. But no, it really doesn't intertwine. If you go to my house, you would never know I play football. There's nothing football related on the walls or in my room. A couple football stuff in the closet, but nothing that indicates football.
Why is that?
Yeah, is that how you've always been?
Yeah, that's how I've always been. Football is just what I do, I guess. It's not like I don't want to display it for myself. When I'm in my home, it's my home. I don't want to display it for myself. So.
Do you get recognized at the mall, the grocery store?
Very rarely, which is nice. Very rarely, which is nice. I'm not big, I'm not like a 6'3" guy. I don't have big hair or
people
big
think
threads.
you play for the Mavericks,
Think I'm a swimmer.
I'm
just low key. Yeah,
swimmer.
AB, how about you?
Well, I got kids, so I got to tend to them, and I'm tend to them as soon as I get home. And football it's on the back burner when I get home, and I love football though. I love football all my life, played football all my life, and but I try to separate it also because you get drained and it's just too much, especially at this level. It's a business now, and you can't just have it on your mind 24/7. You get drained too fast, and you won't last long.
So I have one more question about the game, and then we'll move on and let that go. And it's about consistency. I thought last night's game was like a microcosm of the season. Some very good, some very bad, both sides of the ball. And I know that you have not, as a 53-man team, been as consistent as you would like to be. And it's not that you're trying to be that. It's just how it's worked out so far. Can you, either of you, pinpoint a reason for why inconsistency is an obstacle?
Not that I can pinpoint. It's just football is hard. Football at this level is very hard. I mean, what we were last week, if we were the same team this week but a different opponent, you're going to have a different outcome. Even if we're just as good as we were last week, it's just hard. People make amazing one-hand catches, and balls get tipped one way as opposed to another, and it leads to the outcome that we saw yesterday.
Why do you think that people have been saying the slow starts then? Because they've said that every game, it seems like.
You said what?
The slow starts.
Yeah, that's one thing that we need to work on for sure. Defensively, offensively, we got to find a way to put points on the board and get off defensively, 3 and out quickly. I don't know.
But how do you do that? I've heard that storyline all season long.
Like I said, it's hard. The offense has 3 chances to get a first down, 4 chances. We try to stop them. If we don't, and you got to re-up and do it again.
Yeah.
AB, do you have a theory on inconsistency?
I think it's just more of focus, and execution, and we just got to execute at the end of the day. They get paid just like we get paid. They're in the NFL just like we're in the NFL, and nobody's going to just lay over and give us a win. So we just got to execute, and that's the bottom line.
All right. Well, I know that that if everybody had the professional demeanor of these two men, everything would be fine.
Yeah.
We are delighted to have you with us tonight. Byron Jones and Anthony Brown, the Cowboys cornerbacks, are with us on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, presented by Albertsons at Trophy Park at the Star in Frisco. And we are brought to you in part by Omni. Next time you travel for an away game, here's how to make the most of it. Stay with Omni Hotels and Resorts. They have 60 premier locations coast to coast with things like world-class spas, championship golf, and great dining. Visit OmniHotels.com to learn more. Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys. And by Lucchese. Lucchese Bootmaker is now open at the Star in Frisco. Shop from a variety of world-class handmade cowboy boots, as well as all new signature apparel and accessories. Visit their brand new store today and experience the tradition that is
Lucchese Bootmaker.
We'll be right back on the Cowboys Hour.
Tickets numbers 1 through 5 right over here. And we're going to exit that way, one item per player.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons and broadcasting live from the Omni Frisco at the Star.
34 seconds left in the game. Second down. Snap is back. Cousins' ball is tipped and intercepted at the 20-yard line. Byron Jones left to the 5. Touchdown, Maraschino Cherry.
Maraschino cherry.
Yes, the cherry on top of the sundae. That was not last night, obviously and sadly, but it was a Byron Jones interception against Kirk Cousins when he played for the hated Washington team. And and it's a great highlight. It's a thing to remember. Brad Sham and Taylor Stern on the Cowboys Hour tonight, actually from Trophy Park at the Star in Frisco, with our very special guests, Anthony Brown and Byron Jones of the Cowboys. If you went to the mailbox today to get the mail, you probably found that there was no mail in the mailbox today, because today is Veterans Day. And for some of us, more than others, Veterans Day is a special day.
Yes, my father, who was in the Air Force, flew F-111s. He's here. And then these guys.
That dude right there?
Yes, he's right over
Yeah,
here.
way to go, Dave.
They're spending their 30th wedding anniversary with us tonight. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, that
Well
is. We
done.
should have made a bigger deal of that.
Well done.
They love hanging out with us.
It's a long time.
Yes, and then Byron, you have family in the military. And then Trey, your girlfriend was
Fiancé. My fiancé. Please
yes,
get that right,
I can
please.
see the wedding ring from over
gonna be
here.
mad
It's
at
so
you.
big.
Oh, wait,
It's a
wait,
beautiful-
stop. We're getting back to Veterans Day in a minute. This is one of my favorite subjects. Does she get mad if you call her
Yes,
your
she
girl?
does.
If
You know
anybody,
I love Trey.
Yeah, okay.
You know I
So-
love Trey.
Is Trey here tonight?
She's not.
Sadly. Don't you want your fiance to be your girlfriend too?
I want her to be everything, but
She is everything,
Right.
right?
Oh,
But
it struck
she-
us in the heart.
she feels she wants that title. So I'm gonna give
She
it to her.
deserves that title.
Right.
Okay, and so she thinks she believes that there is some denigration of her status if she's referred to as your girlfriend and not your fiance.
I don't know what's in her brain. I'm just telling you.
No,
what
no,
she
I'm not
tells me.
asking you to analyze her. I'm just okay.
We've started a
That
storm.
that is a very common thing I've found, and it's fascinating to me. Sorry, I digress.
It's okay.
By the way, I have my honorable discharge too. Not that anybody cares.
I
but,
always forget that.
yes, it's
So happy Veterans Day
so
to you,
much
Brad.
about me is eminently forgettable. Let's talk about the importance that Veterans Day plays in both of your lives, please.
Yes.
So I have my older brother, Aaron. He's a deep sea diver in the U.S. Navy. He loves it. I don't know why he does it, but he likes the dangerous stuff. He likes going on in the ocean and finding stuff and fixing things. So he loves that. He enjoys it.
Did he always want to do that?
No, he just did it because he had no other choice.
He had no other choice.
Well, he went into the military, kind of lost, not knowing what to do at first, but then he found deep sea diving and fell in love with it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. UAB?
Trey, she joined the Army like 2 or 3 years ago. She was in there for 2 years. Nothing major, but she was there. That's what she loved to do.
I like that you said Major because that's your son's name.
All right, that is my son's name, Major Brown.
So what did she say appealed to her about serving?
I mean, she just wanted to help conserve the country, from my understanding, and that's what she wanted to do with her life. That's the path she chose to take.
And she's a tough mama.
She is. She's very strong, too.
Yeah, she's very strong.
And have you ever been moved to share that with her, follow her lead?
Nah, she gonna follow my lead.
And Byron, how about you? You ever been moved toward military service?
No.
Well, remember when he first got here, everyone was fascinated with the fact that he had interned for a senator, and they called you this congresswoman.
Yep.
Yes, get that correct. And but they called you the senator. That was what they.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't want to. It was one of those things where I was in college and I wanted to step beyond football and see what the real world was like. So I did a 2-3 month internship in D.C. and it was really cool. But I learned in that experience that's not what I want to do with the rest of my life. And luckily, football worked out. So
You'd never go into politics even after.
No.
What did you find out about that left you with that feeling so
Well, for
strong?
One, I'm not that smart.
Not
So you'll be surprised. The people that are working in the congressional offices, they're brilliant people, really brilliant. The people underneath the congresswomen and congressmen. I think people fixate on just the senators and the congress people themselves, but it's really the people that are working in the staff that are really incredible in what they do and with their knowledge that they have. And I was so far behind the 8 ball. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stick the ball.
What would you do if you weren't doing football?
If I wasn't playing football, I'm not even sure, who knows? I really don't know, to be honest.
What did you want to be when you were growing up?
What I'm doing right now,
The whole time.
the whole time.
Does your son feel the same way now?
I mean,
Little Amy?
he's only 3, so I mean, He don't know too much.
He feels every way about everything.
Whatever I do, he's with it. That's what he does. He likes whatever Daddy do.
Does he know that you play football?
Yeah. If I'm at home watching my iPad, he like, Daddy football? Daddy football? Cowboys? Like every time.
Do you think that Byron would be a good babysitter ever?
Now Byron has just, for those of you listening on the radio, Byron has just raised his eyebrows, smiled, and opened his arms and held his hands up, palms up to the sky, as if to say, "It's an idea, bro. I'm here."
Gotta pay me good.
Ooh.
See?
Good.
I gotta pay you at the same rate I pay the other nannies. Man,
No, I'm better than them. I can.
What makes you better?
Because I can teach your kid very important fundamentals for life.
Like what?
Yeah, what can you teach?
What
Teach them how to
fundamental?
jump, first of all, because they ain't get it from you.
I teach them how to run. I teach them how to run. Yeah.
Oh, that is right. You guys bring up the fact that Anthony Brown is the fastest on the team, and that's just not a personal bias.
That's just facts.
That's actually facts, and
just
you
facts.
know that.
Yeah, right. You know that.
The
Based on
time
what?
does not lie.
Based on what number?
What? Look them up. Any number.
You talking
He
about?
was
We just
fast.
ran 20s.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Okay.
He's fast.
Now, you said one of them because other people consider Tavon Austin to be the fastest, and Cheeto Awuzie. Cheeto came on here.
We have people on the team who people don't talk about who's fast also.
Who?
C.J. Goodwin.
Oh my goodness.
He's right there.
No, he the top.
Who else?
We had Reggie, but he's not here anymore.
Yeah, he was a speed.
Devin Smith.
Oh, Devin
Another
Smith,
fast
the wide
one.
receiver.
Yeah.
Where does Byron fall in the speed range?
Yeah, what do I fall?
You fall like number 8. Number 7, 8. I'm just being honest. Not jumping, you number 1. But running, you in top 10.
Yeah, broad jump, Byron will own for life.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, your work at the Combine helped you probably get, since you played football at Connecticut, which is not necessarily thought of as the football factory that, say, Purdue is, for instance. Your Combine numbers helped your draft status.
Yeah, no
would you
question.
agree?
No question. Yes.
And was there? I remember a narrative that your Combine performance was so good that there were then some people who viewed you as a better workout warrior than football player. Was that annoying at the time?
Well, anytime you have numbers like, to be honest, I'm still shocked I jumped 12 feet. I didn't know that was possible. When I jumped, I was like, what the hell is going on?
Is that as long as this table? I know people listening on the radio can't see, but this table might be longer than 12 feet, 10 feet?
Yeah, it's longer than 12 feet.
And
anyway.
you jump that.
Yeah.
But, if you think about just the broad jump, and specifically, how does it translate over to football? It really doesn't. You're 2 foot in the ground, you're stationary, and you're jumping forward. Yeah, it can tell you a little bit about athleticism, but it can't tell you about how you get in and out of breaks and stuff like that. So never put too much emphasis in testing, but that's one thing I wanted to do when I went to the Combine is be better than everybody else.
And did you find that people overlooked your ability as a football player before you got drafted because they thought you were an athlete and not a football player?
No, I think I had a fair assessment. I think coming out before the Combine, it was like 3rd, 4th round. And after the Combine, I think people took more of a look at my film and saw my versatility and how my athleticism translated over. And then, kind of bumped up my draft prospect.
Do you get annoyed every April when it starts coming up and people are talking about it again?
No, it doesn't bother me. And most of the time, I don't even know when Combine's coming up. I'm just kind of off season. I'm living my life. But no, it doesn't bother me at all.
And what does that involve in the off season? Same thing every year, or do you try to find something different every year?
I try to travel, get out a little bit, try different things, expose myself to things I wouldn't expose myself to 5, 10 years ago.
Anthony, I thought it was really cool. Last year, you guys started going and doing gymnastics in the off season. Remember who was with you when you guys did that?
Byron was with me.
Byron, both of you guys did it together?
Yeah, we got this guy we work out with during all season. He's a gymnastics coach. His name is Igor. He's a gymnastics coach, and we do a little training with him. But we're not in there doing flips and tumble.
Yet.
We're not doing all that kind of stuff. We're just doing like more conditioning and working on balance and coordination.
How did you even get that idea to do that?
He came to us with the idea. He used to train Marion Barber and those guys back in the day, and they used to do it. So he came to us with the idea, And we said we'll try it out one time, and it worked. So we just continue to do it.
Did you notice any difference?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Got stronger, got more flexibility now. More range of motion, and just a overall better. Your body feels better overall.
That's awesome.
All right, we need a break. We are delighted to have Anthony Brown and Byron Jones of the Cowboys with us this evening on the Cowboys Hour. We are brought to you by Miller Lite and supported by Albertsons.
And Jack Black. Want to use what the pros use. Jack Black is the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys. Get your Jack Black starter for JB Faves, plus a full-size lip balm for just $10 with free shipping at getjackblack.com. Use code TEAMJB and Albertsons when it comes time to shop for tailgate favorites. Go to Albertsons and Tom Thumb. Get 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
And we'll be right back on the Cowboys Hour.
Tickets numbers 6 through 10. 6 through 10 only, right over here.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons and broadcasting live from the Omni Frisco at the Star.
McCoy back looking, a lot of room. Throws it to Brown. Intercepted at the 26 of Dallas. And he's up the sideline. Across the 30 before Quinn, the intended receiver, gets him. Anthony Brown's first interception of the year.
There it is.
It's time for another one, isn't it?
It's definitely time.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 interception games.
Delighted to have the Cowboys' Anthony Brown and Byron Jones with us tonight on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour. We are at Trophy Park at the Star in Frisco, and we will be back on the Cowboys Hour next Monday as well. Thanksgiving week, we will not have a show. We never ask the players to do anything like that because they've only got like 6 seconds between games. But we will be back on the Cowboys Hour next week. I do believe Travis Frederick and Zach Martin are our guests next week. And tonight we're delighted to have Byron Jones and Anthony Brown. That schedule is one that people in our business like to make a big deal of. I know you guys try to really focus on what are you doing tomorrow. And other people who don't have to worry about preparing for a game plan point out the number that what is it, 4 games in 18 days or something like that. Now, you've both been here long enough to understand about Thanksgiving. Now everybody's playing on Thursday night, so it doesn't matter. But do you do anything when you know that there's a stretch of games coming up that's not Sunday to Sunday to Sunday to Sunday for a while? Byron, do you do anything in terms of taking care of yourself, regulating your schedule to try to prepare for it?
Well, no, I always try to eat healthy. I always try to go to bed early. You don't change any of those things just because the schedule coming ahead. But I kind of low-key like Thursday games because after the Thursday game, well, the second Thursday game for us, you have like 4 days off. And really, it's like a little mini bye week for a lot of the players. Back-to-back Thursday games or going from Sunday to Thursday is hard for especially the guys up front, those linebackers, those D-line, offensive line guys. But, I kind of dig them.
Why is going from Thursday to Thursday difficult? You're back on your 7-day routine.
Well, because you've gone from Sunday, you play a game on Sunday, and then you go to Thursday, and
right.
You got to go again next Thursday. After that second Thursday game, you're good, but go from Sunday to Thursday, then the next Thursday is tough. It's real tough.
And what do you do, Anthony, to try to accommodate that schedule?
Nothing different, same thing. Eat healthy, try to go to sleep early. And I actually like the Thursday games because sometimes I feel like Sunday take too long. You be ready to play. So, we could speed up the process by playing on Thursday sometime, and it's less thinking.
So there is a little theme here that I would like to pursue just briefly, and that is you clearly like football, Anthony Brown. You said it a minute ago. I
love football.
Do you watch games in your idle time?
Yeah, I love football. I could tell you about any other DB in the whole NFL.
Well, and it's funny that you're saying that because one of the most outspoken DBs, Richard Sherman, always talks about how much he does not like Thursday night games. And so it's just interesting to me to hear you guys say, I like Thursday games. They don't bother me.
I think probably younger, I guess. Maybe his process of getting ready for games are a lot different than ours.
That's true.
There's always the perspective of injuries. I don't think we have enough Thursday games to see if guys are getting more injured more often on Thursdays as opposed to Sundays. But when you go from Sunday to Thursday, it's extremely hard on your body. And I completely understand why most people don't like it.
It's got to be. It's just getting ready to broadcast a game. It's hard. And hey, you don't have to laugh. Right. You don't have to laugh. No, it's the information that you have time to process and learn. You guys have it worse. You've got to learn a game plan. You got to learn. You got like half the time to learn the other team. But it's coming every year, so you can kind of adjust to it. But so, AB, in your idle time, when you can get your son to calm down and maybe join in with you, do you watch college football, pro football, both?
It's more pro. I don't really tap into college as much as I do pro football. But I love all football, but it's mainly pro football.
All right.
You saw that big Purdue win, though.
I didn't even watch it, to be honest. I didn't watch it.
And Byron,
gave that big speech.
It sounds to me like we will not catch you watching a lot of football in your off hours.
Well, for about 3 months, I had no cable, so yeah.
Byron reads a lot. He's a big reader.
I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that's been
we fixed it. It's been fixed. But I like to watch the only NFL. If I do watch an NFL game, it's usually guys who I know personally. I like to see how they're doing and how they're playing and stuff like that.
And you don't post a lot on social media, but when you were watching Game of Thrones, you were tweeting about it.
Yeah, I was fired up. That was really cool for me because I've heard about it all the time. Like, this show can't be that good, but no, it's good. It was really good.
So did you come to it late?
Yeah, so I had off-season surgery on my hip. I'm on the couch for 5 hours a day, so I said, might as well pick up something.
Television. What'd you think? Were you happy with the ending or not?
No, I mean, I've heard from so many people that it was such a disappointing ending. I was kind of expecting that, and I don't know. Things just kind of developed too fast for me, I think. But from season 1 to 6, 7, really phenomenal.
AB, are you a Thrones guy?
No, not at all.
What kind of shows do you watch?
I'm more into I know I love Power. You know Power? You
Oh,
ever heard
yeah.
of Power? I'm more into Power. I just picked up a new show called Snowfall.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's a nice show, but I'm mainly into sports. I don't even watch TV like that, to be honest.
Do you watch NBA? Do you watch basketball?
Sometimes I don't watch. I'm mainly on my iPad more than I'm watching TV, to be honest.
Watching the
film.
tape.
All right.
And you brought it up. You know, he's ready for the 2 interceptions. How do you guys get those interceptions? Because to me, who I've never played football, it seems so easy. Like, oh, just be right there. And I know how difficult it really is. Is it just being around the ball, or?
It's really just doing your job, really. The ball will find you. So it's really just doing your job and not trying to be a Superman to be a hero and trying to go make a play. You can't make a play, so you just got to let the play come to you and do your job, mainly.
That said, is it not a little puzzling, if not frustrating, that interceptions in this secondary have been a little difficult to come by over the last few years? Byron, it's a testament to how well you played last year to have made the Pro Bowl without an interception. I mean, that's unheard of for a cornerback.
Yeah, it's hilarious that I'm 2 or 3 years without an interception.
Well, I didn't say it was
bizarre.
funny.
It's just bizarre. I mean, it's just like I watch football. When I do watch football, you get a tip ball here or a fumble rolls in your direction. It doesn't really happen for me. But I'm waiting when my time comes.
And it's not like you're not around the ball. I mean, it's not like you're not. But do you? I know it's stressed in your room. It's stressed in training camp. It's talked about all the time.
Yeah.
Do you ever say, why is that? Why is the ball not finding us?
Like AB said, it's really about doing your job and trying to be the best at your job. And if you let it frustrate you, then that's when you start to put yourself in bad positions to try to force it. So just keep playing ball. You know, as long as the ball's not coming to me, I'm dropping it in my 2 hands, and I'll be okay.
You have a theory?
And this league is more about what you give up more than taking the ball away. You can have 10 interceptions, but if you give up 10 touchdowns, it don't do you no good.
Yeah.
So it's more about what you give up.
And that brings us to the subject of short memory. Now, you're both intelligent guys, and so it seems to me you can't. It must be hard to forget when someone catches a touchdown. It may not be your fault. Sometimes, like you said before, the other team gets paid too. But how do you develop a short memory?
We play football for a long time. It's just something that kind of naturally happens as you play football, and it really spills over to life in a lot of ways. It's like, you know, there's adversity in life at every corner, just like there's adversity in a football game. How do you respond to it is really the important part. It's a fun challenge. It's hard. It's a fun challenge, but it really develops you as a man.
It has to. I mean, and I don't mean to bring this up in a negative way, but last week with the Golden Tate play, I mean, I feel like that is so difficult when Golden Tate had that big grab, not a touchdown, but, you know, it's just frustrating. And to think that those guys, do they come up and are they talking to you, or do you not even hear them, the trash talking?
Like the players? Yeah. Oh, no. He after the play, like, man, yeah, good coverage. I don't know how I caught that. But, like, it's just a respect thing. And at the end of the day, you got to understand, you know, this is the NFL. If it requires a quarterback to throw it on the sideline and a receiver to make a one-hand catch, I'm going to make it hard on you. If you make that, take my hat off to you. Good play, man.
I mean, you brought up Kyle Rudolph's one-handed grab.
Yeah, I mean, guys make good plays. You got to take your hat off at a certain point.
AB, will you trash talk a guy?
I don't say one word during the whole game. I won't say one word.
I can expect that.
And what about, do you find receivers who want to talk to you?
If they say something to me, I would say something back. But usually people don't say nothing to me, so I don't say nothing to them. Like, I just go about my business.
How about you, Byron?
I'm just trying to breathe, man. Trying to get air in the lungs, air out the lungs.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a trash talker.
No, I ain't got time. I'm trying to breathe, man. Catch my breath.
And how about, do you find receivers who want to engage you in conversation?
Very rarely.
Really?
Yeah, very rarely. We talk after the game. We chop it up. But during the game, we're just playing ball, man.
So Jalen Ramsey is just the lone guy out there doing all of this?
Oh, he's having fun. That's his personality.
That's how he is.
Yeah.
That's how he is.
No, I mean, Josh Norman has been known to do a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are.
Yeah, there's guys out there. It's just not me.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me that some guys seem to thrive on that, and some of them are like you said. I'm trying to breathe.
Just trying to breathe, man.
Who is the biggest trash talker on this defense, though?
On the defense?
On
like,
the defense.
Gotta be D-line, man. You gotta be. I'm like, yo, we gotta line up, man. Stop talking to them.
On the whole defense, like including any position?
Yes.
Yeah.
Trash talking, I'll probably say D-Lo.
Yeah.
I'll probably say D-Lo.
in the
If I
game.
had to choose somebody,
Yeah.
And on your offense? Anybody?
I can tell you.
nah, nobody really talk on offense, like
Yeah.
not trash talking.
Not even in training camp when everything's getting heated and you guys are ready to see another opponent.
Nah, I don't know. Byron might know. I don't know
No.
nobody.
It's Morris and Dez used to go after each other.
There's no
Oh,
Dez
yeah.
on the team.
Yeah,
There's no Dez.
just play ball, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Too Tall Jones? Have you met Ed?
Big
Ed
dude.
I
Jones?
met him before.
Yeah.
Big dude.
Ed played 15, 16 years, and for a long time,
Crazy.
and Hall of Fame offensive lineman for the Cardinals who were in St. Louis, then Dan Deerdorf. And he played tackle for a long time, and they were in the same division, and so they went at each other twice a year for like 10 years. And Dan told this story that when he was playing his last game, he was down in his stance and looking at Ed Jones across the line of scrimmage, and they're near the end of the game, and they never said a word to each other. 2 games a year, 10 years, and Dan looked at him and said, "You know, I'm retiring after today." And Ed said, "Good." And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. But
was
we
their
have
trash talk.
we have more conversation coming here tonight with Byron Jones and Anthony Brown of the Cowboys on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons. If you here at Trophy Park have a question for AB or Byron, hold your hand up because Steven's got the microphone.
He's right there.
And he'll mingle amongst you. When we come back, we are brought to you in part by Omni. Next time you travel for an away game, here's how to make the most of it. Stay with Omni Hotels and Resorts. They have 60 premier locations coast to coast with things like world-class spas, championship golf, and great dining. Visit OmniHotels.com to learn more. Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys. And by Lucchese. Lucchese Bootmaker now open at the Star in Frisco. Shop from a variety of world-class handmade cowboy boots as well as all-new signature apparel and accessories. Visit their brand-new store today and experience the tradition that is...
Lucchese Bootmaker.
We'll be right back on the Cowboys Hour.
Well, 11 through 15, right over here, 11 through 15. If you have numbers 11 through 15, right over here.
Back. To the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons and broadcasting live from the Omni Frisco at the Star.
We are back, and we are brought to you guys by Papa John's. When the Cowboys win, get 50% off regular menu price pizzas the next day at papajohns.com with promo code CowboysWin. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, not valid with any other discounts. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary. That always gets me. Albertsons, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight, because when it comes time to shop for tailgate favorites, go to Albertsons and Tom Thumb. Get 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
And we are delighted and very grateful to have Byron Jones and Anthony Brown of the Cowboys with us tonight on the Cowboys Hour with a difficult game behind and now a day off tomorrow. Do you take the day off completely? Are you able to flush it right out?
Most certainly. I'm big chilling.
Yep.
Big chillin'.
Big chilling. Pancakes in the morning. I eat healthy for lunch, healthy for dinner, but pancakes is for sure in the morning.
Tuesdays only?
Yes.
Pancakes over waffles, always?
100%. It's not really a competition either.
Have you ever had flavored pancakes?
I like to chocolate chip, that's about it, but yeah, pretty basic.
Pumpkin.
Do you make the pancakes?
Yeah, I can whip it up now.
It ain't that hard to make pancakes.
It is.
Oh.
But no.
But there are some, I know, even I can make pancakes, but there are some
is
people
impressive.
who like to have someone make the pancakes for them.
Nah.
True.
I'm
That's
a
true.
What about you,
self-sufficient young
AB?
man.
On Tuesdays, I'm trying to get away from football as much as possible. Spend time with my kids, just see what they want to do today, whatever.
Good for you. All right, Steven, what have we got? We got some questions here?
Yeah, we got Jasmine here kicking off our questions for tonight.
Hey,
What's your favorite movie?
Who?
Both of you.
Favorite
you.
movie?
man. I can give you my top 5.
Say it.
Okay, we'll start from the top. Movie about Facebook.
Top
What's
three.
it
5
called?
is a lot.
Oh,
Top
the
3.
Social Network.
Social Network, really good. I like Inception. A Place Beyond the Pine.
Deep.
That's it. That's 3.
What about you, AB?
It's too hard to say a favorite movie. One of my my favorite movie is The Wood. I don't know if you might not know what that's about or ever heard of it, but that's my favorite movie.
Thumbs up from Alex over there.
You know what The Wood is? Okay, yeah, okay.
Would you guys say that Remember the Titans is the best football movie?
It's close. I mean, it's a lot out there. Friday Night Lights.
That's a good one.
So it's a few out there.
Yeah.
Name some more. Which one? Longest Yard.
Longest Yard.
Original or remake?
The original. No, the
Yeah.
one with the one with Michael Irvin in it. That's what I'm talking about.
That's the remake.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen.
Have
the
you ever
original.
seen the original?
Nah.
Homework.
Burt Reynolds,
I'll check that
Ben
out.
Davidson.
Black and white.
Check that out.
Black
No,
and
actually.
white.
No, actually. Smart guy.
I
No.
didn't know.
Yeah, no.
Check that out.
Okay, Steven, what do we got?
Yeah, we got Diane here with our next question.
Hi. Do you have any superstitions on game day?
Man, I say I don't. I do some weird stuff. Hold on.
Like what?
I was talking about it with somebody at one point. I'm like, yes, that's probably a superstition. I always like to warm up before the game, like fully warm up. I like to do sprints across the field. I guess I don't have anything too crazy. I don't put clothes on in a certain order. I just kind of get ready.
Do you differentiate between routine and superstition? Like some people will say, oh, no, I don't. I'm not superstitious. I always put my socks on, left sock, then right sock, and then my shorts, and then my shirt. But I'm not superstitious. It's just a
It's
routine.
Yeah, no, not for me. I just kind of throw things on, go out, warm up, come back in.
Superstitious about anything?
Not really.
I'm more of a routine guy. I like to have the same routine, everything. I want to do it the same way, and just make me feel comfortable, make me feel good.
Now, Byron was talking. You were both talking about what you eat on Tuesday. You talking about pancakes. How about game day? We have 2 different things. We had 3 night games in a row. Now you got a 1 o'clock game Eastern time coming up on Sunday. So, AB, you go first. What's your pre-game meal routine before a night game and an early Sunday game?
To be honest, I'm not that hungry on game day. I'm ready to get out there and play. I'm making sure I'm anxious or whatever you want to say, but I'm not that hungry. But
if it's a night game, you got to eat something.
Right, right. So for the most part, for breakfast, I gotta have oatmeal. I love oatmeal. That's my favorite thing for breakfast. So I gotta have oatmeal with some blueberries and a banana, probably some eggs. So that's my breakfast. Lunch, it depends if we're on the road or if we're at home. If we're on the road, I'm just eating whatever we have at the hotel. But if I'm at home, I might have my fiance cook up something nice, some chicken, some asparagus with some yellow rice or mashed potatoes or something, just something simple.
Trey is a good cook. I've seen. She's posted about it.
She do all right. She do fine.
And then do you eat? Are you hungry after the game?
Yeah, but for the most part, after the game.
I'm not even going to ask why Byron doubled over laughing when
he laughed at what I said. He laughed at what I said.
Man.
Yeah. Now, for the most part, after the game, I just eat whatever. It's nothing certain or nothing.
And the time doesn't bother you?
It depends. If it's like last night, we didn't get home till like 12 or 1 in the morning.
Yes,
so
I know.
I didn't eat anything. I just went to sleep. I wasn't really that hungry to eat after the game.
Hey, Byron, what about you? What's your pregame meal routine, day game and night game?
So for breakfast, very consistent. 3 eggs, spinach, onions.
Prepared how?
Scrambled. But the spinach sauteed first, onions sauteed first, jalapeno peppers also sauteed first. Put the eggs in, you scramble it all together. My man.
You don't even do that.
Oh, I don't do it. My homie does it. His name is Jose.
Yeah, Jose.
And he has my order ready as soon as I walk in the door. Really, we have really
This
good
is at the training table.
Really great
They're
connection.
very
See, I didn't know
supportive.
it was being that specific because I do that also, but I put avocado with mine, so I do that also.
Okay.
Yeah.
I put a little sauce on top too.
Okay.
Sweet potato, and then I'm like AB. I love my oatmeal.
Now, what happens with Sunday kickoff at 1 o'clock? So we're leaving at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I can eat anything at that point, but for me, I love to eat breakfast.
Really?
Yeah. Even if it's if it's 12 o'clock game, I'll eat a big breakfast and I'll be good to go.
And
it's
what
the same
time
thing.
will you do that?
Ooh, probably at like 12 o'clock game. I say around 8. Eat a big breakfast and I'll be good to go.
If you guys were, I know you talk about being healthy, but if you were being total cheat meal, what would that be?
Lately, it's been Whataburger. I've been pulling up at the drive-thru.
Whataburger.
I hear a sponsorship in the future.
No, but I get the patty melt. I get the cinnamon bun. Warm it up back at home. I'm a happy man.
What about you, Anthony?
Cheat meal. I love pizza, so it'll probably be pizza for me. Any type of pizza.
Any type.
No standards.
Yeah, any type of pizza.
So we have started the second half of the season. Does there come a point where it feels like a grind?
Oh, not yet. No, I feel good.
Will that happen?
I remember my rookie year falling apart, man. And, I think we practice hard. We practice harder than most teams, and your body does feel it. But that's where the mental part becomes even more important. It's hard. You start taking the load off your body. Sometimes you won't do pads. Sometimes coach will cut off a couple plays, but you start to upload or you start to put more load on your mental, and you kind of make up for that difference.
And how about you? Do you hit a grind? Do you hit a wall, or have you learned how to handle that?
I pretty much learned how to handle it now. It's fun. You look forward to getting out there the next week and a new challenge. I look at it as it's a new challenge, so it's actually fun now. You got to make it what you want it to be, really. If you let it be a grind, then it'll be a grind. If you make it fun, it'll be fun.
That is mental toughness at its finest
That's all
right
it is,
there.
Mental toughness.
And it is still a game, isn't it?
That's all it is a game. You just happen to get paid for it.
Yeah.
He just loves football. I just feel like he's just like going to bed with a football like right next to him.
Well, we're glad you do, and we're glad both of you are here. I can't thank you enough. I know it's sometimes you just want to stay at home after a game that wasn't really good. So Byron Jones, Anthony Brown, thank you very much, both of you, for joining us. Thank them, won't you? Thank you to Taylor Stern. We'll be back next Monday. I'm Brad Sham. Thanks for joining us on the Cowboys Hour.